The scorching sun casts long shadows over the dusty African savanna. A golden maned lion named Timba walked cautiously down a dirt road, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon. He was king of the land, feared by all. But today, something unusual caught his attention. A small, trembling boy sitting by the roadside. No older than 6, the boy sat alone, sobbing. His clothes were torn, his feet bare, and his cheeks streaked with tears. Timba's ears twitched. A lone child in the wild? That was unnatural. The lion stepped forward, silently. The boy looked up, his wide eyes meeting Timba's. But instead of screaming or running, he just sniffled. Timba paused. Something deep inside told him the boy was not prey. With a soft growl, Timba lay a few feet away, watching. The boy, exhausted, slumped forward, trembling from hunger and fear. Suddenly, rustling came from the bushes. Timba's ears perked. A pack of hyenas emerged, their eyes gleaming with hunger. The boy whimpered, backing away. Timba rose and unleashed a deafening roar. The hyenas froze, snarled among themselves, then backed into the tall grass. The boy stared in awe. Timba turned to him, eyes soft. He stepped forward and brushed the boy's hand with his muzzle. The boy gently touched Timba's fur. With a deep sigh, the lion began to walk. To the boy's surprise, he looked back. And villagers ran to meet them. A woman burst through the crowd, tears on her face. "Jabari!" she cried. "Mother!" the boy shouted, collapsing into her arms. The villagers stared. A mighty lion stood nearby, watching like a guardian spirit. Then, as silently as he came, Timba turned and disappeared into the night. Jabari grew older, and the story was passed down. The tale of the lost child, saved by the king of the wild. Though Timba never returned, Jabari sometimes heard a distant roar at night and smiled, knowing his protector was still out there. That night, the village celebrated. Drums played, elders chanted, and the air smelled of roasted maize. But Jabari sat quietly beside his mother, staring at the horizon. "Timba," he whispered. "Who is Timba, my son?" she asked. "The lion," Jabari said. "He saved me." Gasps spread through the crowd. Lions were feared, not seen as protectors. Elder Grandmother Zuberi leaned in. "Tell us what happened, child." Jabari told them how he got lost by the river, the night alone, and how Timba found and protected him, leading him home before vanishing. Some villagers thought he was blessed by spirits. Others doubted. Surely a lion would have eaten him. But Zuberi's eyes gleamed. Timba is not just any lion. He is the spirit of the land, the guardian of the lost. Long ago, a lion saved a boy. Now, it's happened again. Jabari's father, a warrior, knelt beside him. He saved you. For that, he's now our brother. From that day, Jabari was no longer just a boy. He was the boy of the lion, honored by the village. But Jabari longed to see Timba again. The return. One night, months later, as wind whispered through the tall grass, Jabari awoke to a sound, a distant roar. Heart pounding, he ran into the night, ignoring his mother's warnings. He passed trees and crossed the river. On a rocky hill, Timba stood, mane flowing, outlined against the stars. Jabari's eyes filled with tears. "You came back." Timba let out a soft rumble, a greeting, a promise. Jabari stepped forward, reaching out. Then, a rustling in the bushes. Glowing eyes. Poachers, rifles in hand. They had been tracking the lion. One raised his gun. "No!" Jabari shouted, stepping in front of Timba. The poachers hesitated, shocked to see. Jabari stood firm. "He's my friend. You can't hurt him." The poachers laughed. "A friend? He's an animal." Timba growled, stepping forward, muscles tense. His eyes burned with warning. The poachers raised their guns, but Timba lunged. His roar shook the ground. Birds scattered. The poachers stumbled back. One fired, but missed. The lion charged. Screaming, the men dropped their weapons and fled. Jabari stood frozen. Timba slowed and nudged him gently. "You protected me again," Jabari whispered. Timba chuffed softly. Jabari looked up at the stars. "One day, I'll be strong like you." And together, lion and boy vanished into the tall grass. Forever bonded, forever legends. The final goodbye. They walked under the silver moonlight, steps in harmony. But Jabari knew he couldn't stay in the wild. His village, his mother, they were searching for him. Timba led him toward flickering torches. As they neared, villagers' voices rose in worry. "Jabari!" his mother cried, rushing to him. He opened his mouth to explain. But the villagers stared, not at him, but at Timba. The lion stood at the village edge, eyes reflecting firelight. Warriors raised their spears. "Stay back!" one warned. "No!" Jabari cried. "He's not here to hurt us!" His father placed a hand on his shoulder. "Son, lions do not come to villages." "But he is different," Jabari said. For a long moment, silence. Then Timba took a step back, meeting Jabari's gaze one last time. A silent farewell. Then, without a sound, he turned and disappeared into the dark. Jabari's chest tightened. He wanted to run after him, but he knew the truth. Timba had brought him home. The legacy years passed. Jabari grew into a strong warrior. He led his people with the wisdom Timba gave him, teaching them not to fear lions, but to respect them. And on quiet nights, when the wind whispered through the grass, Jabari would hear it. A distant roar. A memory. A promise. The boy of the lion. And somewhere in the heart of the savannah, a golden-maned king still watched over him.